What's the craziest thing you've seen a parent do to protect their child? When I was a lifeguard at our community pool, I witnessed something that still gives me chills. It was mid-July, the busiest day of summer, with nearly 200 people packed around the pool. Among them was a quiet family: mom, dad, and their 6-year-old daughter Ava, who had a rare condition that caused seizures. The parents had informed us during registration, explaining that if she seized in water, she could drown in seconds. The father, Daniel, was a former Navy SEAL who'd retired after an injury. He never took his eyes off Ava, following her every move while keeping just enough distance to let her feel free. The mother, Mia, had given us laminated emergency instructions and showed us the special rescue medicine they always carried. Our head lifeguard said we were prepared, but I noticed Daniel constantly watching the pool layout, exits, and our reaction time. Everything seemed fine until our pool manager made a poor decision. He gave 4 lifeguards their lunch break at the same time, leaving only me and one other teenager to watch the whole place. Daniel noticed immediately and politely approached the manager, saying he was worried about the low number of guards. The manager shrugged and said, "We do this all the time, don't be so overprotective." Daniel didn't argue. He just moved closer to the pool and locked his eyes on Ava. 20 minutes later, it happened. Ava was in the shallow end when she froze. I knew right away it was a seizure and blew my whistle, but before I could get in, 3 teenagers jumped into the water and blocked my view. The other guard was on the far end dealing with a nosebleed. By the time I got a clear line, Ava was face down and not moving. Then it was like watching a real-life superhero. Daniel jumped over 2 rows of chairs and dove in with all his clothes on. He reached Ava in seconds, pulled her out, and began rescue breathing perfectly. Mia was already sprinting over with their emergency bag, calm but determined, like she had done this 100 times in her head. The manager stood frozen, still holding his clipboard, while Daniel did things that weren't in our training but clearly worked. Ava's lips were blue. "Call 911 and get the AED," Daniel said so clearly and strongly that even the frozen manager finally moved. While waiting for the ambulance, Daniel gave her the emergency shot with steady hands. You could see he was scared, but he never hesitated. When Ava finally coughed and gasped for air, the whole place clapped. The ambulance came 7 minutes later. Minutes Ava wouldn't have had without her dad. But that wasn't the end. 3 days later, Daniel came back to the pool alone. He walked up to the manager with a thick folder and said, "I'm not here to sue you. I'm here to help train your team." Turns out Daniel wasn't just any SEAL. He used to teach emergency medical response in combat. The manager said yes right away. By the end of summer, our pool had the best safety system in the state, all because one dad refused to risk his daughter's life. Ava came back to swim, and this time Daniel sat nearby reading a book.